And that was a very confident performance in our junior girls race. Will we see the same from these junior boys, Harrison? Sometimes with these younger athletes, they just leave it all out there, don't they? The tactics isn't really something that you'd coach into a younger athlete at this stage. You'd just say, go out and give it your all. And it certainly looked like Kitty Scott did that. Will we see our younger boys do the same, do you think?
I think so. I think from my experience when I was that age, my coach was always telling me, don't go off too hard. I had a tendency to shoot out the blocks, if you like, and hit the start very hard. And I think we'll see that today. I think quite common in the younger age groups to have someone leaving it all very early on. But it's only 2,500 metres this course, so potentially a big early move could be quite a wise way to go with the undulating terrain that we mentioned. And it's a fast course, so you never know. A fast start could be advantageous.
It's a fast course, but not a flat course. It's a fast and challenging course, undulating in many places. A few sharp uphills and a variety of terrain. As the boys just held there in their starting pen. This is one of the more nervy moments, isn't it, Harrison, even before you get out there?
Yeah, this is where you check your laces one last time, jump up and down a few times, keep yourself warm. Team competition, of course, perhaps some team talks going on in there. See who the real leaders are. Very young age to be a leader, mind, but yeah, this is a great competition. I know I did the main English Schools Championships, as we mentioned, in the spring. And this is the moment where you've got your team manager in there and you just think, wow, I really made it. I've got through my school competition, I've got through my county competition. And I know these guys have had to go through semi-finals and previous rounds, so I'm sure they're feeling the same way that I did. Very, very nervous on that start line, waiting to go on.
Absolutely, but this is a great acclimatisation for these young athletes, you know, like we said, in Year 7 and Year 8. This gives them an opportunity of the taste of what might be to come for them in spring if they make it through to English schools. It gives them a top-level national competition where they get the opportunity to push themselves against athletes who will be up there in English schools, both across this kind of terrain, but also on track and field as well, as they're just called forward into the second stage of this holding pen. And you can see segregated into their school teams. Held for quite a long time there, Harrison. That's always a bit of a tricky one when you've got that kind of energy just waiting to be released from these youngsters.
Yeah, the nerves. Surprised no one. Took a little step past the line and had to come back. Obviously wouldn't get disqualified at this level, but very fast start, as you saw from number 1 there. A few other guys trying to go with him, but looks like everyone got away cleanly, which is always good at this age group.
Yeah, and you can see that downhill into the early corner, that sweeping corner at the bottom of that 100-metre starting straight. The athletes just, I think in this course, given a bit of an opportunity to ease themselves into it. This uphill here, that's a better camera angle of it. You can see how gradual that uphill is. They're not really pushed with anything too steep too early, no bends too sharp too early, but then it's a course that really grows into its own.
Yeah, definitely, and I think we've got Tom Thake there just taking the lead from Chase Capotway, the Silverdale school athlete. Obviously, Silverdale's in Sheffield, so not very far for him to come, but some of these athletes will have potentially stayed in hotels when further afield from London or the south, which is a good opportunity for them to experience what it's like to be a high-level athlete, really, staying in different cities. But it is Tom Thake, who's second under 13 at the 1500 metres English Schools Outdoor Champs, 4:22. So he's second overall in the under 13 category, sorry. Second at the National Cross Country on Parliament Hill. So this really is a platform for him to get that national title in the English Schools Cup as they come round the corner on this field, down, back to do another one of those laps as we saw the junior girls do earlier.
And it is a big margin that he has already opened up, as you can see him take that corner. A group of 3 behind him. But he has already opened up an incredible margin through no more than maybe 600-700 metres already. Look at the distance behind him. There is really no one around him. The trailing 2 well out of reach already, as he's just gliding over this terrain. And this is one of the things, you know, the only age group have already been over this course are the junior girls, so he's got a great footing. He can pick his line and run his own race.
Yeah, definitely, especially when you just look at the lead. Any other athlete, you'd say this is a very brave move, very bold, it's good, it's early, but you look at his times, you look at his performances on the track, on the cross country last season, early this season. This is a big move from him. I think the rest of the field needs to respond quickly if they're going to catch him.
He'll take something big from the group behind to react to that. At this early stage as well, he's already opened up such a big margin, and we haven't even got to the more technical part of the course where we usually see the margins open up in that backfield, the second part of the loop, as he comes down once again down this long straight, and he'll now take the loop and head back up. Another not so steep uphill, but these repeated long gradual inclines, they do take it out of an athlete, but he doesn't look to be stopping anytime soon.
No, not at all. And of course, these hairpin corners almost, they give you an opportunity to see where everyone else is in the race. I'm sure he'll be having a quick glance across and going, yeah, this is how I wanted it to pan out. I'm sure he's in dreamland right now. He's ahead of the English schools cross-country cup field. He's doing everything he can for his team. He's doing everything he can for himself. Let's see if he can hold on the remainder of this lap and take the title.
Yeah, and going into the woods here, just even this is just a short break through the woods, it gives him an opportunity just to blank out any distractions that he might get from that loop back, like you say, that hairpin bend where you're then running against the line of the hordes of athletes who are then coming down the other side, because he is a lone runner at the minute and he needs to focus on his own race, and having this more twisty technical part of the course will allow him to do so.
And especially having this part of the course is pretty secluded from spectators, so it gives him a bit of time to calm down, get rid of some of the adrenaline, focus on himself and get ready to give it a big push over the last half of the course. But I don't think he needs any of that. I think he's very confident. Little glance over his shoulder there, but he looks pretty happy, doesn't he? I think he's got this one.
Yeah, the cameras just show how far ahead he is, really. There's no one around him. A completely confident performance from the young athlete. And this is the tricky bit. The steeper uphill, which actually these young athletes will only go really halfway up, and this is where it's slightly more muddy, and this is where, you know, you'd imagine all these athletes will be wearing spikes. Maybe some of the younger ones might have not opted to, but predominantly in the later races everyone will be wearing spikes. This is where they come in quite handy, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. They just give you that bit of extra grip on the course, bit of extra confidence in your ability to take the corner as well and get up the hill. But we could just see there, Michael Phelan went through in second place from St Anselm's College. He was first at the Merseyside 800 metre champ, so potentially a bit of a fast finish on him. So you never know. Tom at the front could be in a bit of trouble at the end of the race if the 800 metre speed comes in, but it's looking unlikely at this point.
Yeah, there's no one really around him to touch or challenge him. Obviously, maybe that 800 metre speed might come in handy, fighting for the minor positions, fighting for those school places. Obviously, this is a school event. That is where the cups are won. The athletes in the top 3 will still receive certificates and praise for their individual efforts. But this is predominantly a team event. But this is a very, very strong individual performance from our lead junior boy. Now this is another particularly tricky part of this course, especially towards the end. A series of twists and turns as the athletes come back through the woods.
You can see he's almost a field ahead there. Some athletes still coming round into that field, and he's on his way out of it. Just shows his talent, really, and what an advantage he's carved out in the early parts of this race.
And he'll be able to see his advantage very clearly here as he loops back round, and another hairpin bend, and he'll be able to see his position in comparison to the other athletes. And like you say, they're all in the other field. He's yet to see his nearest competitor. And there we go, he gets a glance of the athletes behind him as he comes down this stretch, this slight decline before he has to take a sharp bend to his left. And that little incline there before the 100-metre sprint to the finish. But what a dominant performance it has been for Tom Thake of Silverdale School, leading from start to gun, and no one to challenge him. The depth of talent behind him is very, very strong, particularly over the shorter distances, but no one was there to challenge him. He lifts his fist, he cruises over the line, he's pushing well past the line as the youngster. What a dominant performance, Harrison.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he knew before he came, with a matching spikes and matching vest, the pink theme going on. I think he knew he had that one, as we can see. Michael Phelan here, number 79 from St Olson's College, coming through to the line. But yeah, what a dominant performance from Tom. No fault at all from him.
Michael Phelan crossing the line, but there is a battle behind him for that third and fourth and fifth place, right to the line. A dip on the line. And that'll be very close for the positions behind our leading two. And obviously it's not just the individual positions that we worked out there. It's a lovely moment between our two very dominant first and second positions in our junior boys race today. The team positions need to be worked out.